Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Creek Thrift. If you're new here, my name is Candy, and today I have a week 3 of the sales of September. So I am working my way through my September to share with you guys in a long format video. I also do post shorts. So when I do sales, I'm pretty far behind still on my shorts too, but I am trying to get through them. So if you're interested though, I'm going to share with you guys everything that sold in week 3 of September. So I'm just going to jump right into it after I move this shift this over. And the first one, we're starting out super strong with a very small sale. That is sarcasm for you. So this first item is Exhilaration Black Pink Rose Floral Kimono Wrap Short Sleeve, size extra small. So I thought this was light. It was lightweight. I'm pretty sure I got this one at the bins. I'll look that up in a moment, but it was very lightweight. I thought it was really pretty, and I thought maybe somebody would like it, but I know it's Exhilaration, so it's not like the best brand or anything. And it was a small, extra small, so it was like, but actually it was like oversized, so I think it could have probably fit like even a medium, maybe large, but like it was oversized. It was just a really fun style, and it had like this like fringe at the bottom and everything, so I thought somebody would want it, but it took a while, so I'm just happy to see it go. So yeah, I did get that at the Goodwill bins, and it was sitting for a really long time, which is why I just let it go when I got an offer for it. But I picked it up on December 27th of 2023. So a while. That was like when I first like started to like go to the bins to try to get stuff to resell. And so I had $1 invested that day and posted it February 13th of 2024 to Poshmark and eBay. And then it finally sold, of course, September 15th on Poshmark, and it sold for $6. So after Poshmark took their $2.95, I earned a profit of $3. Actually, I didn't earn a profit. I didn't take off the dollar. I earned a profit of $2.05. Let me change that. I forgot to subtract the initial investment. So, okay, and then, yeah. So as you can see, like some items I've been just like letting go if it's been sitting for a really long time. But then I'll have some good ones coming up. So anyways, the next item is Terrace Sky, and it's this plaid flannel shirt women's, and it was a 5X, which is why I picked it up, because one, it's plaid, it was super soft, and it's flannel, and it's a good size. So I did pick this one up. I thought it was cute. I think I picked it up at the bins also, so I guess I'll look that up. But it had like this, if you can see the pattern right here, it kind of had like reds and blacks, like the red, black, and white, plus a little bit of yellow. So I thought that was kind of a fun one. And yeah, I thought somebody will like this, and I picked it up. It was 100% viscose, so I think it was really soft. So I thought it was nice. Yeah, I picked it up at the Goodwill bins November 2nd of 24, and I only paid $2.25. And then I posted it November 26th to Poshmark and eBay last year. So it did take almost a year, and it finally sold on Poshmark September 15th for $13. And that left me with a profit of $7.80. And I just realized, you guys, on my last week 2 video, it was supposed to be through the 15th, I thought. And because like I did the 15th, and 15th. Like I did these 3 items for the 15th. And then when I went to like load up the next weeks of sales, I realized I missed a bunch from the 15th. So last week I should have actually had more in sales than I did on my report, but that also means I would have had less to share with you guys this week. So I guess it is what it is, but you get them now. Okay, so the next item is the On Cloud Cloud Swift shoes, women's size 9 running, Cloud Tech Helion Swiss Athletic Lavender is what the title is. But I think this one was created by, this one I'm pretty sure was when I was doing the Better Lister app for a few months to test that one out before I switched to Nifty. And so there, you know, you would just upload the photos, and then the AI tool would like auto generate everything for you. And so it put in like style code and model and tag and all of that kind of stuff for me. So I just kind of went with it and only made tweaks as needed. But anyways, I did end up switching to Nifty because it does like more stuff than the Better Lister app, and they just changed their name. I just got an email they're changing it to something else. I don't remember what, but either way, because they're trying to get people back. And I'm like, yeah, maybe eventually, like if it became better than Nifty, but I've been working really hard on like putting all my stuff in cross posting, because it takes a while for me to do it. I don't want to do it automatically. I want to be able to look at each item as I cross post it. So I've been going back and like tweaking things and editing them. So I'm slowly cross posting between, obviously most of my items are Poshmark and eBay already, but I'm like going in and looking at the item, like tweaking any of like the verbiage and things like that. And then I will then cross post it to Depop if it's not on Depop yet, and then I'm adding Mercari. I have yet to get a sale on Mercari, but I also don't feel bad because I've seen a lot of people have been doing this on Mercari for a long time, and they maybe get like 2 sales in a month or something. So I think it might take a while. I don't think Mercari is a very big app, and so I just don't know if it's worth, you know what I mean? Like, is it even worth it? It's just like, anyways, and I'm also doing some on Etsy if it's a vintage item. I've been posting some of my items onto Etsy as well. I already had an Etsy account that I was using for my like gardening stuff. I sold some seeds in the past that I had, like I had grown some like plants and then I culminated seeds. Anyways, I did that for a little while, very short period of time, but I did sell a few seed packets. Something that I'm not currently pursuing, maybe in the future, but totally not my, like right now my focus is on reselling. And so, but as you can see, I love this is a puzzle I did. I love puzzles. I have so many puzzles to do, you guys, and I don't have the time to do them anymore. But yeah, I did get some. I'll do a little tour later, maybe in one of my other videos, not my what sold, but like my thrift haul video, because I'm probably going to film a thrift haul later today and post it either midweek or next weekend. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Anyways, I will move on. So this is what these look like. They were in very nice condition. They did have a little bit of wear, but overall they were in really good condition. So at least I thought so. And I always put I always put my fingers in and test like where the toes are at to make sure there's no like worn holes or anything, because obviously there's people that do a lot of sports or running or workout or whatever. They definitely don't want those holes in there by the toes. So always check that area in your shoes. So I got this at Goodwill, or this pair of shoes at Goodwill on August 9th this year. So it wasn't that long ago. I paid $7.20, posted it August 26th to Poshmark and eBay. And then, of course, it sold on Poshmark on September 15th for $45. I earned a profit of $28.80. And it's off to its new home. And then the next item is this women's brown leather acorn belt, gold buckle. And I put worn in, and then I put see photos because, you know, the condition, you can kind of tell from the photos. It was pretty cool. It was like a tooled belt, and it had a really nice, like, pattern that I thought somebody would like. It also had just a fun style. So I don't know. It had, like, where you have, like, the belt strap, but then you have that, like, this part that comes across for, like, the clasps and stuff, the holes. So, I don't know. It was just, like, a fun one, and it had like this acorn pattern, so I just thought somebody would like that. But anyways, it was pretty worn, still usable. So I took a photos. You can kind of see it's all worn off near the edges and stuff. So anyways, I did pick this one up at a Goodwill not at Goodwill, at the Resell Center in Lubbock, which is where my daughter goes to college. So, and let's see, I picked it up July 15th of 24 last year, and I paid $5 for it. And then I posted it September 7th of 2024 to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark September 15th. So it literally took an entire year to sell, and it sold for $20, so I made a profit of $11. And I was really happy to see that one go. And then the next item is this Maurice's Chelsea boot, women's 9, black metallic, and I put floral oil slick pull-on booty. Maurice is not something that I would normally pick up, but I thought the style was really cute, that somebody might want these, and that I would be able to earn a profit off of them, which is why I decided to risk picking them up. But I really like the oil slick, like how it has like that little shimmery, shiny almost like a rainbow iridescent effect. I love the looks of that. I think it's super cool. There was some like wear on the heels and stuff, as you could see, but it was still a cute style. I picked those up at Goodwill on May 24th this year, and I paid $5, posted it on July 1st to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark September 16th, and again, it sold for $20, and I earned a profit of $11 since it was a $5 investment. So pretty much the same as the last one. The next one is a little oopsie that I did. So even though they were on 2 different days, I put them together. So as you can see, these 2 pairs of pants, Aerie here, Gilly Hicks here, are very similar styles. So yeah, the lady that purchased these pants, I kind of goofed because what happened was she purchased, I think, the Aerie pants, and then I pulled the Gilly Hicks pants out and shipped them. They hadn't even arrived to her house yet, but it was days later when I realized my mistake. And so, yeah. So I messaged her and I said, hey, just realized I goofed. I don't do this all the time, but I did goof. And I was like, I kind of accidentally sent you a very similar pair of pants, and explained that they were, the Aerie that I sent her Gilly Hicks instead. I said there's a few options. I came up with some options for her, and I was like, there's a few options. I was like, when you get them, you can like return them. I accept returns and I'll pay for the shipping because it was my mistake. I said, and then I can send you the correct pair. I said, or if you like them, let me know and you can keep them and then just rebuy the other pair of pants, which is what she ultimately ended up doing. Like, she said no, she wasn't going to do that. She's like, I really like this pair of this style, and I know these, like she bought the Aerie ones because she already had a pair or something that she really liked, and she wanted it in a different color, I think. But then she got the Gilly Hicks ones, and because they were both from my daughter's closet, they were the same size, basically. So, and they were very similar, as you can see. Like, they're both blue. They're both like a little, like a flare, kind of like a bell-bottom flare at the bottom. Kind of like it's literally the same pants. They're just different materials and fabrics. It's so funny. So anyways, so she got the Gilly Hicks ones and she loved them. And so she was like, actually, I really like these. And then she was like, how do I go about like getting the other pair too? And she's like, I do want to keep these. And so I went ahead and just made a deal with her. So I went on to, since she had purchased the Aerie ones and I had sent her the Gilly Hicks ones, then she went on to the Gilly Hicks one, and I said, just let me know when you're ready. And I lowered it to basically the same price as, I think, or I like lowered it. I gave her a really good discount off the total. And then I also marked it as free shipping because I wasn't going to be out any money either way, because they came out of my daughter's closet. So as long as I was not losing money, I was totally fine with that. It was my mistake. And I ate my mistake. I could have made more off of them, but it's not a big deal to me. So, and I was really happy that she was happy and she got a deal. And anyways, she was really happy about it. It was kind of funny though. I felt so bad, but anyways, so needless to say, we sold both of these. So the Aerie Groove on Rib Velour Flare Pants, women's extra small. And it's regular TP, tall petite, I think. Anyways, standard blue is what I put. They are like kind of almost like a corduroy. They're like a ribbed feeling material, and soft, of course, stretchy and all of that, and super comfortable lounge style. And then was their like little like photo that I found. And so anyway, so this particular item, so basically it came out of my daughter's closet. I had zero invested. Posted it June 24th. Sold on eBay September 16th. And it sold for $15.30. I made a profit of $11.44. And then I'm going to bump forward and just do the Gilly Hicks one. So that way, because it was a story situation. So I was going to just do them together. So then, of course, she went back in. And the Gilly Hicks are a blue flare legging pants, women's extra, extra small, but pretty much the same size. Soft loungewear. And it was a little bit different material, of course. It's kind of like that stretchy, I don't know if you know Gilly Hicks, but it's a nice material. And the cool down, I guess, is, I didn't put that on there, but anyways, again, this one came out of my daughter's closet. I have it down here. So I posted it on July 18th this year, and it sold. So she picked it up, sold it on eBay September 22nd. So that was like after she received the first item and then realized she liked the Gilly Hicks, and then she went back and bought the hairy pants. But anyways, so I marked it down to 17. I think I originally had it posted in like the 30 range, but I marked it all the way down to 17 because it was close to what she paid for the airy ones. And then I made a profit of $7.64, and that's because I did pay for shipping, so the shipping came off that as well. So either way, I ended up making a profit on both of them. So just kind of a weird story, but it does happen to all of us at some point. I was just really surprised that I had pulled the wrong pair of pants. Anyways, I must have been tired. So, okay, the next item is my last chapstick fall collection 3-piece apple pie salted caramel vanilla latte. Obviously new in the bag, new in the box, new in the package. So I did, and I've shared this before. This was the third time I've sold the same set. I had picked these up at Walmart. Let me see, on April 13th of this year. So it was like after the fall season of last year, and then they had them. I think it said it was clearanced, but it wasn't like super clearance because I still paid $3.88. And I know if I go to Dollar General right now, they have a ton of chapsticks that are like $3.88. So, or right around that same price. So it's basically full price. But the fall set collection for some reason was pretty popular. So, so I picked those up and I posted it on April 21st. And then this was the third one that sold, and it sold on eBay September 17th for $14.99, and I earned a profit of $11.90. So not all chapsticks pick up, but sometimes if it's a specialty like collection, then maybe look it up. If it's harder to find, it might be one that's worth picking up. Okay, so the next item is Wrangler Retro Sadie Women's Jeans Bootcut Cowgirl Waist 28 Western. This also came out of my daughter's closet, and she wanted the money for it, so I didn't actually keep it. I did send her money for it, but basically she wanted me to sell them for her, so I did. 2 pairs, actually. So this one is just a pair of like really nice condition. It's the Sadie model and boot cut, but they kind of looked like a straight leg almost. So anyways, and then it had like the stitching and everything, the little like stitching that goes along with it. So it was really cute. So that particular item had zero invested, posted it on August 27th. And actually I originally bundled, I think the other pair is going to be on the next week that I post, but I bundled them together and tried to sell them together, but they were 2 slightly different sizings. And so I had somebody ask me if I would split them, and I said, yeah, just give me a day or 2. So I went ahead and split them into 2 separate postings, and then she's the one that went ahead and picked up this pair. And so I sold this one on Poshmark on September 18th for $45 and made a profit of $36. And so I sent $30 to my daughter. I just kept $6 just to kind of go towards taxes. But she did earn $30 for that pair. And then the next item is this Mark New York women's top size large, white, ribbed, ruffle layered, short sleeves. Very cute, perfect for like an event or something. Like think of like if you're like, I don't know what happened to this picture, but like a band event or something, like if you, or just like a formal event or even a date night. But yeah, it was very like, I like the sleeves. I thought it was pretty cool. But anyways, it was like a little bit of a stretchy middle that was kind of ribbed, and then the sleeves were like big old poofy fluffy sleeves. So anyways, that was a cute one. I found that at a garage sale in town where I live. I picked it up October 12th of last year, 24, and I paid $2 and posted it on October 22nd of last year, of course. And then I sold it on eBay September 21st for $26, and I made a profit of $19.18. So I thought that was a decent flip. The next item is a very old item. As you can see, it was flat laid. Like, I never got around to pulling it from a box and like hanging it up on a hanger and taking it on the wall like I do now. But this is cut from the cloth, navy blue corduroy skinny pants, size 0. I'm pretty sure my daughter wore these for a while, but they did come, I'm almost positive they came from the original donation. And I think that it fit her and she wore them a few times at least. And then she didn't want them after that. But very cute, navy blue corduroy, kind of like a thin corduroy, very skinny pants, which is probably why they took forever, and they were very small. So I got these, yeah, I got them from the original donation. I had 0 invested. Posted it on Poshmark only. Back then I was only doing Poshmark, and it was on August 9th of 23. So it finally sold September 21st of 25. So it took several years. Sold for 19, and I made a profit of 15.20. So some people would have pulled this by now and like donated it, but I mean, I already have taken photos, I've already posted it. I'm like, why not just let it sit longer? And it sells, like eventually it will sell. So I'm on the last sale, you guys, but it was a bulk bundle, I mean, of 3 items on Poshmark. And so I have them all pulled up. So the first one in the bundle is this. In fact, I wrote down the sticky, if I could find it. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So the first item is Madden NYC Women's 8.5 Lug Sole Chunky Shoes, Mary Jane Black Y2K Goth is what I put as the title. I picked these up at Walmart on the clearance. I had another pair that was a size 8, and then I grabbed the 8.5. So I thought those were decent sizes, and that somebody would want, because of the style, like that somebody would want them. And they had them on clearance on their rack for $5 at Walmart. And I picked it up on April 21st of this year. So then I posted it on April 22nd this year to Poshmark and eBay. Anyways, and then the next item is this Joy Mustard Yellow Tiered Dress, Women's 6, sleeveless, V-neck embroidered flower. So I just thought that was a fun color, especially for the fall. So it makes sense that it sold for the fall season. But it's the Joy brand, which is a really cute brand. And I think they've got some good quality clothing, but I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. I don't think. But if you feel like differently, let me know. I have a list of like a bunch of brands that I had gotten a long time ago, and this was one of them, which is why I knew about the brand Joy. I think that some of the items are more like what you would pick up. I did pick this one up for style because it had like the tiered skirt. It was kind of a longer, and then it had that mustard color, and it has the belt loops but no belt. So obviously it's missing a belt, but it was still really cute. So anyways, trying to explain myself, but I picked it up at the resale center in Lubbock on July 15th of 24 last year. Same time I picked up that belt that just sold, and I paid $5 for this item and posted it August 15th of 2024. And so I posted on Poshmark and eBay August 15th of 24. I did post it on Depop and Mercari on September 1st of this year because that's after I did Nifty. That's why I have this like teal blue, because it means that I posted that I did it on Nifty. So I can keep track of which items on my like master spreadsheet. I can keep track of items that I've already gone and done on Nifty. So it's kind of where I'm like doing that. So once I'm all done, I can like take off the teal blue markings, but it does help me kind of keep track. And then the last item here is this Apartment 9 top women's medium red black floral sheer fitted blouse, ruffle bell sleeves. And this item I got from a donation, so I had $0 invested in it. It was kind of like almost like a crinkle, but not crinkle. It was like a really light, thin, semi-sheer, I don't know what kind of material call that, but the material tag was cut out, so I didn't have the material. And then the bottom was really cute. It had like a little bit of a flare at the bottom. So it's kind of like that like silhouette where it like fits you like this and then flares a little bit at the bottom. And then the sleeves fit you and then do a little bit of a flare. So it was a really cute top. But anyways, it did come from a donation. I had zero invested, posted it on October 28th last year to Poshmark and eBay. And so altogether they sold as a bundle. And so I just took the total amount for the bundle and divided it into 3. And so my profit for each item was just based on dividing the bundle up evenly. And so altogether it sold for $54. And then Poshmark took $10.80 as their fees. And so my profit for each item would be, let's see. So for the Madden NYC shoes, it was $9.40, and for the Joy dress, it was also $9.40, and that's because I had $5 invested in each of those items, and then because I didn't have any investment on the Apartment 9 shirt, I ended up making $14.40 because, yeah, I didn't have to take off my initial investment. So now we're at the end, and I can tell you how much I've earned so far as of week 3. I'm not going to go through all the rest of the totals until next week. My next week's video, but altogether so far as of September 22nd, and I have 1 week to go, I've earned a total net profit of $604.68, which I thought is pretty good. I'm really happy that it bumped back up from my previous slow month, although I will say right now I'm filming this on October 18th, and I had 0 packages go out today. I was really bummed. I'm really hoping I get a few orders this weekend, but like no orders came in the last 24 hours, and I am like, I'm like, please come in. I need another order. But that's okay because it gives me an opportunity not to have to worry about shipping this weekend, and I can just focus on videos and stuff like that. So anyways, that's it for this video, you guys, and I'm going to go and film another video. I'm going to get week 4 filmed, and then I'm going to probably try to get a thrift haul filmed today, so that way I have those 2 videos ready to go up in the next week. So keep it out for those. If you're new here, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And let me find my stop sharing. I guess I can stop sharing here. Okay, see you later. Bye.